Good day and welcome back to another World of Warcraft video. In this video we're going to talk about the two, I think, coolest account-wide features that you can have from the Forbidden Reach. So the first is a nice new way to boost your Renown Farming if you're someone who still hasn't managed to max out all the reputations, much like myself. So there's a great way to do that. And then the second thing we'll cover is upgrading gear. So there's some new gear upgrades that you can utilize from the Forbidden Reach, not only to upgrade your alts, but also your mains if you're still lacking in certain pieces. So we're going to start with the Renown Farming, but obviously if you want to, you can skip to the second half of the video and look at the gear farming. So raising Renown. Raising Renown is super easy. Firstly, just the main quest lines and the side quests that you find around the Forbidden Reach will give you a sizable amount of Renown. Most of it will be for the Vordraken Accord and for the Dragonflight Expedition, but still, it's pretty noticeable, and it's pretty cool as well. So I think overall, there's actually some really nice base Renown that you get just by doing the side quests and partaking in the Forbidden Reach. But beyond the base Renown, there's also some really good ways to boost your overall Renown that you can earn from any single main faction in Dragonflight. So if you come across to this table here, you will find a daily quest to select a faction envoy. This faction envoy quest will give you 350 reputation for whichever faction you choose, but more importantly, it will increase your renown gains with that faction for the rest of the day until the next daily reset. So what this means is you will boost all reputation gains gained with that faction by 10%. Why this is so important is this affects token distribution and hand-ins as well as treasure hand-ins, Maruki Centaur hunting trophy hand-ins, so it basically just gives you a full 10% buff to whichever faction you may or may not want to work on. Not to mention 350 reputation is pretty good with whichever faction you choose. So this is a pretty sizable, solid kind of reward. As you can see here, we gain 10 just for accepting. But then we will receive a second quest, and this second quest you can complete around the Forbidden Reach. It will also give you some elemental overflow, which is obviously really good and nice to earn. You can find these quests on the map, that's a different thing, but you can find these quests on the map and you can go and complete them. So as you can see, we're now going to head towards our quest, which is filming the Caldara. It has a 3-day expiration period, but I usually suggest completing these in the same day, and then you can move on and you can go and upgrade or finish the quest and thus get your 10% bonus for your faction, which is pretty cool. And honestly, most of these quests are super duper quick. A lot of them don't require you to do that much admin, and it's a great way not only to get the initial boost for your faction, but to get a 10% upgrade. But what this does mean is that you're going to want to consider holding on to your tokens and holding on to your raid tokens, holding on to your Maruki Centaur trophies, holding on to whichever treasures that you do get until you find a day where you choose that faction to procure the 10% bonus. Once you have completed the quest, you simply have to return back to the envoy table, hand in the quest, and your job is done. And you will now have a little buff in the top right hand corner. You can see there an 18-hour buff remaining for the faction. Not to mention there's also some pretty nifty little faction rewards that you can grab with some of the currency and elemental overflow you can find. But I'll be covering this in a different little video. But it's still really cool to see some additional rewards and things that you can take a look at on the Forbidden Reach. So anyway, now to move on to the gear section. So gear can be obtained from various sources on the Forbidden Reach. Random drops from world mobs, certain side quests and main quests, drop from rares and world rares, and treasure chests, and purchasing from the vendor. When you get a drop from a rare or a world rare, there is a chance that it can be for your spec, but there's also a chance that it can be for other specs. For example, a leather wearer might get plate-based armor. These tokens will produce a 385 piece of gear, and you can exchange these tokens and send them across to all your ults. So that's the really cool part. These tokens can be sent to all of your ults. So if you're playing a lot of the Forbidden Reach on your main and you manage to get 5 or 6 pieces of a set for your ult from the region, you can obviously send those pieces right over to your ult and they can take them, activate them, and get a whole bunch of gear, which is pretty cool. It's also the Emberflight set gear, so it's pretty decent looking gear that even comes with a set bonus, so that's pretty damn cool, I would say. Not to mention, this is how you obtain your Scarab Vault keys, so in reality it's kind of straightforward. As you can see, you'll get these tokens and they bind to your Blizzard account. These tokens can then be right clicked activated to drop a 385 piece of gear. But now these 385 pieces of gear can also be upgraded to 395. The upgrade item, the Forbidden Knowledge that you use to upgrade them, is also a drop that occurs from world bosses. So, or world bosses, world rares, etc. So, in terms of the upgrades you're going to see here, you obtain them in very much the same way. You can also obtain them from some side quests as well, and some of the main quests for the Dragonflight campaign in the Forbidden Reach will drop some of these items as well. So, we're going to just kill this rare over here, and you're going to see that one of their drops is a little bit of knowledge. And this Forbidden Knowledge basically allows us to upgrade our gear piece item to 395. Now the Forbidden Knowledge is soulbound, which means you cannot send Forbidden Knowledge to ults, which means for your ult to upgrade their pieces to 395, you're going to have to play on that ult. So you're not able to actually send that to your ult. Your ult can only get the 385 token. Sending gear to your ults or to your other characters is very easy. All you have to do is open a mail, type in the character's name that you want to send it to, and you just need to attach the item. Once you've done that, you can simply send and they'll be able to receive it. It can go cross-faction, so it's really not that difficult. In terms of upgrading the gear, it's also a very simple process. All you have to do is right-click a token that you have that your character can use, click OK and accept that the item will now become a set item, which you can see there. As you can see, the token gear is 385 and has a blue tint to it, which is pretty nice, which is pretty cool. If you now go to the item upgrade vendor in Voldraken or at Market Village, you can then upgrade this item to 395 using one Forbidden Knowledge. So upgrading it is fairly simple. As you can see, super duper quick and easy to do. And what you can do then is you can equip that item and it will have a nice little green tint on it, which, you know, is, I guess, cool. I don't know, I kind of like the blue one a bit more, but you will see that it changes in appearance. So this is now the max level currently. We don't know if they will move it forward, although I doubt it. I think this is the final level for this set piece of gear. If you are still looking to catch up on ults, you can look at buying from the vendor here. And buying from this vendor is a fairly simple process. They only sell the 359 gear, but this 359 gear you can upgrade with Storm Surge Charge to get to 385 and then upgrade to 395. If you have 385 gear from before they open up the Forbidden Reach, you can just use Forbidden Knowledge to upgrade it. So it's quite nice and intuitive that they've kept the catch-up gear system flowing. And finally, not to last or not least to mention, you can create set items out of this gear. So if you're missing a certain set item and you really want to just kind of grab it, is an easy way to get a 395 version of it without too much effort. So yeah, that's basically it. I think that covers everything you need to know. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope it helped you guys out a lot. Otherwise, yeah, If you need any more help, leave a comment down below, and if you have any suggestions on top of this, you can also leave a comment down below. But between this and the free item level ring, you're going to be sitting pretty nicely for your ults and your mains in Dragonflight if you access the Forbidden Reach. But anyway, bye!